Il faut souffrir pour être belle.
Which translates to, you have to suffer in order to be beautiful. Yikes. Is quite if you really think about it. Now, I suffer in order to attain something that's only temporary, such as beauty. Of course, it's one of the things many women most crave. And these little guys get used because of that. And how tragic is that? Animal testing is something that you keep conscious of because you want to be a conscious spending consumer. You don't want to just buy a bunch of animal tested products that you're not even going to use, or you use but you don't take a look at the repercussions because you're using them. Just take a look at Ralph over here.
What's with the camera crew, bro?
They're just following me around, making a documentary or something.
Can you ask them to get us out of here?
Yeah, what will we see?
Come on, Ralphie, just ask them to get us out of here. I don't want to die, man.
Okay,
Ralphie!
Okay, I hear you. You can edit that out, right? Oh, here we go.
Hey, don't touch it!
Shit!
Sweet Maxine. Yeah, this is where we have to be more conscious of what it is we do and what we buy and what we put into our bodies. Because, of course, they say it's animal tested, but at the end of the day, why have the need for it to be animal tested if it's supposed to be okay to have on your skin? Looking at it, we should have different alternatives with the technology that we have in order to implement these same kind of ideas and same bases to establish a better product, if you will, without having it to be tested on animals, and preferably have it tested through computers and, again, like I said, technology that we have because of the advancements.
Hi, I'm Nyla and I'm a freshman.
Do you think current regulations on animal testing are sufficient?
I don't think they're sufficient enough. I think they should be more strict about it, enforce it more, because it's not enough.
I believe it's morally acceptable to use animals for scientific or cosmetic testing. Why or why not?
Human beings also living, they feel the same stuff that we do, and if we would do it on ourselves, I don't think it would be the same. And I feel like you just respect all living things.
Can you name any alternatives to animal testing that you think are effective?
Like testing on ourselves, like anything that's not living item would be fine, because I feel like if you test it on animals or anything else, it would be damaging them, and it's animal cruelty.
Would knowing that a product was developed without animal testing influence your purchasing decision? Why or why not?
At the end of the day, I wouldn't want to be wearing something that was tested on something like a living organism, especially animals.
Where do you typically get your information about animal testing practices?
I usually get my information from like the news.
My name is Yvette Hernandez and I'm a junior in high school. I don't really like the idea of, animals having to be harmed in order for, the convenience of us and, our cosmetics and all that stuff. I do wear makeup, but I kind of keep it in mind to kind of choose the brands that I know aren't in use of animal testing. But I don't think that the current regulations are humane. I don't think it's morally acceptable. Like I previously said, I think that it's more so just we're using animals for benefit, and I don't think that it should, I don't think it's right. I think that there's just there's alternatives. We don't have to, inject animals just to see if something is toxic or not, Not that I am aware of, but time I heard of animal testing, I thought it was just like they put makeup like on the animals, like they cake them up, and that's what I just thought it was. And so, why can't we do that? Like, I mean, it's still not the best. Yes, it would influence my purchase decision. Like I previously stated, I kind of try to lean more towards products that are not animal tested. I don't like what it involves, and no judgment to like those who do and are unaware. I'm not like a crazy vegan person. I'm like, don't do that, but what it takes to make these products, have the power to stray away from it. I'll do research about this particular subject. I kind of get all my information of that like from what I see like online on social media, like TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. So that's where I find out.
Is the AWA allows experiments under certain regulations that are legitimate. like brands like Sephora that decide to do these animal tested products, because, you know, experiment is legitimate for us to be like, okay, yeah, go ahead, do it, because you're going to test it on humans, and it's okay because we have overconsumption, and that's totally fine in our economy. If you look at it, the scientific legitimate reasons that Sephora has isn't very legitimate. Of course, we don't want to, you know, intoxicate our bodies with such chemical harming products and, you know, potential causing cancer products. But if you think about it, then why would they be needed to be tested on animals? See, that's the thing that's not adding up, and they still do, because apparently animal testing is a legitimate reason to test animals. You see what I'm saying? They very much contradict themselves when we look at a Conscious Bunny overview. When they say, yes, although they are not themselves testing on animals, they do, however, partner with other companies that have them test products. So although it may seem that Sephora is this great cruelty-free brand, they're selling you an illusion, as much as you wouldn't like to think, of course, because by the looks of it and based off of appearance, it very much seems that they're a company that has very ethical and a moral compass guideline that they follow. But when you look at it in the more in-depth overview, we see that, yeah, they do not do animal testing. However, they do partnerships with people that they pay to animal test for them. Heck? Okay. When looking at the bigger picture, we see that mainstream brands, much like Sephora, are very much two-faced, if you will. And it just kind of paints this bigger picture of these false advertising illusions that, you know, may seem very beneficial and very down to what the customer wants, whereas no, they're basically lying to your face. They're just being very discreet about it. When we look at alternatives for these possible non-harming ways of being with animals, we can see this from this brief little AI overview. They could use the isolated cells and tissues of live animals. So what I'm guessing is they take a cell of an animal, place it over here, then place whatever injection that they want into the cell and seeing how it reacts, which of course isn't a bad thing because just a cell. The second being the computers and mathematics. Like I had stated previously in my theory, that if you use these computer-based, you know, prototypes, you can get your reaction that you're expecting, or hopefully a reaction that you don't want, and then go from there. Other ones being designing ways of doing experiments safely in human volunteers. If the products are just that harmful, then there shouldn't be absolutely no need that you're even like testing them for any side effects, because I don't believe that they should be like harmful chemicals like aluminum. I mean, that's why mine doesn't have aluminum. This is just to put it in perspective. And then exploring advanced technologies. Again, we live in a modern day AI-based world. It's like the possibilities are endless, and we're still using and reverting back into these cruel, harmful ways of us humans, just for the purpose of
Philosophie pour Itrebil.
So, thank you guys. Thank Bousy. He's the main star of the show.
Guys, no mousies were harmed in the making of this video. Thanks.
Danica signing